All right. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of whatever this is, actually. Uh, Today, we're going to be discussing the patch, which honestly, let me be clear if you're coming into this, I'll probably end up repeating myself as more people come in. But to be completely honest with you, the patch is honestly one of the reasons why I haven't streamed in a while, was because, like, let me walk you through my thought process. I originally had a lot of classes that I wanted to do, but I figured that the specifics behind those classes would change if I it would change um if I like if I I figured it would change because I didn't know exactly what direction the patch was going to go in. So I was like, okay, let me just talk about, basic stuff, and I stayed in my server, and then weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks passed because this game is just notoriously really, really, really bad for it's just notoriously really bad for any kind of any kind of punctuality, maybe is the word. It's just bad for any kind of timetable, and it's really aggravating that it does that. Like, I don't it's really bad. It's really, really, really bad. We had no idea. It was just sometime after Evo. It took 2 months, and then I was like, okay, we'll do it. Then we got the. It's Ken, not Weiss, but what's up? Um, we eventually got the patch, and then when the patch came out, it was, oh, dude. Oh, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. Let me go ahead and get you a link to the server. That's really, really cool. Let me see. But yeah, in the meantime, yeah, I've been waiting to sub for like 2 months, but you never streamed. I appreciate that. I'm sorry. I never streamed, mostly just because, honestly, the patch. I was waiting for the patch. I thought it would come out a lot sooner. It didn't come out, and then the closer we got, I felt like if I gave any information with a patch announced, it would become outdated by the time it came out. And then once they announced the patch, I waited a week because, oh my god, there are a lot of changes to this game, and I honestly had to work out my relationship with it. Yeah. We'll get to that. But yeah, the patch was pretty bad. The patch was definitely pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna hold you. It was pretty abysmal. So I figured I would come in and pop in, and let's go ahead and take a look at what the patches are. At least they nerfed Jiren's 2L. Jiren's 2L probably didn't need to get nerfed, honestly. Like, I don't think it was really that big of a deal. I didn't really think it was that big of a deal, honestly. I think they should have nerfed this 2M. I don't think he really needed that mix-up, but hey, here we are. You know, he got it, and they still haven't taken care of it, so he's still extremely dangerous on block, to be honest. So, who knows at this point? But this patch was definitely an Arxis patch. Yeah, no, it's really not that big of a deal because how is it going to really open you up? You would have to interact with it the same way you would pretty much any other stagger pressure. And honestly, reverse speed's really not that powerful. It just means that he gets to maintain a threat, which if you stagger properly, pretty much every character, including Bardock, can do. Like, I don't think blocking Jiren's 2L is any scarier than blocking like a Bardock. Like, you need to have a threat on top of that. There needs to be a mix up there. There needs to be something that will open you up, which they gave him with his 50-50, but with a super dash 50-50. But I'm way more terrified of other characters. And honestly, like, his 2L really isn't that big of a threat because the only thing he really has to control reflect, for example, aside from just straight up dash blocking, is honestly just his grab or DR, which his grab not really the best. If you go for it a lot, they will mash on you. Like, Jiren's pressure is not bad. I'm not gonna say it's bad, but I do think it was hella overrated, and I think they nerfed the wrong thing. I still think Jiren now is probably still a little problematic, but definitely not the most problematic character in the that we have. Like, oh my god, there is some. There are some things that are very concerning. I'll just put it that way. Making H perfect attack invul on frame 11 is lame. I'm a LSL player. Did you like it when it was frame 4? Like, how did you feel about having it as a reversal? I'm curious. Like, did you like it when it was like frame 4 and stuff like that? Frame 4 was mega cheap and it should have been nerfed. I agree, but I have a lot of thoughts on perfect attack. There are a lot of things that you have to know about me. Number one thing is that I am 9 times out of 10 gonna disagree with the meta, but not in a contrarian way. I just genuinely think that a lot of people, including a lot of top players, just don't think very deeply about the game that they complain about. And they may not necessarily understand what the intended goal of a particular move is. So that's definitely worth considering. Hey, it's my goats. It is my goat, Buff Gohan again. They did. They did. We're going to be talking about how absolutely crazy he is nowadays. Honestly, but what's good, Junie? I missed you. You're my goat, bro. Gotta introduce you to the... but yeah, no, it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be a... I honestly think that, like, it's going to be fantastic talking about this because I'm so excited of... I'm so excited to go over a lot of the things that I think were good. There are some good things about this patch, but I don't think this... I think this patch was really bad overall. By the way, do you play any Marvel 2, especially because the collection just dropped? No. I actually don't play any other fighting games besides DBFZ. I walked away from the FGC for a while. I do teach strategy in my server, and we're very active there. So if you get active, or if you're active in those servers, you'll get a lot of mileage, and you will learn a lot, and we will play a lot of DBFZ there. But as far as fighting games go, honestly, the only fighting game I'm thinking about playing right now at the moment, besides from 2XKO, is probably the new Grand Blue, honestly. But yeah, let's talk about these changes. So, what do these changes mean, and why did I take so long to... And why did I take so long to stream again when the patch got announced / released? What took me so long was the fact that all of these system mechanic changes are huge. The way I approach the game, the way I approach DBFZ is basically from the ground up. There is a strategy underlying, and I teach that strategy that basically will work in any fighting game. It could work in Grand Blue, it could work in Marvel 2 in your case, or it can work in 2XKO, it could work in Tekken, work in Street Fighter. But I explain it through the context of DBFZ. And the thing that makes DBFZ unique is it has a very interesting core ethos that a lot of people don't realize is actually pretty dumb. And by dumb, I mean like really good. I actually like this, but dumb isn't very strong. The system mechanics are probably the most powerful I've seen in a video game. And I think a lot of modern FGCs are taking up after that example. 2XKO has very powerful system mechanics. The new Street Fighter has very powerful system mechanics. And I think that that's one of the best ways to maintain balance. Having a strong system mechanic is incredibly important because no characters are stronger than the system mechanics. For example, Kefla has her command dash, which helps her skip neutral. It's still less versatile and less safe than something like Super Dash. Super Dash is amazing. Blue Goku has a his 214L, his unreactable command grab that allows him to combo after it if he spends resources like Spark, Meter, or an assist. And it's still less versatile and less powerful than something like DR, which can be done anywhere in the string, does not need to be tick thrown, and is 19 frames. And I think that's powerful. I think that's incredibly powerful. It means that the opponent has to be constantly aware of a threat. Every character has a universal overhead in 6M. Every character has Gatling options. There's no one that has like really weird pressure. Some characters have variations of it, but that's what it is. It's variations on a very powerful system mechanic. The problem with that design philosophy, however, means that the game can get stale very, very quickly if you don't maintain characters. And by maintain, I mean constant patches, doing really good patch cycles, things that actually help out the characters and stuff like that. One of the biggest weaknesses, however, is when you fundamentally change the system mechanics. something like, for example, getting rid of fuzzies and snap in season 2 to season 3, a lot of people don't realize how different the game is. And one day, if you guys want, it'll just require a lot of research, like a lot of research, more than you guys might think. I could do a historical analysis on DBFZ and talk about how, like, we can't just bring back snap in the current meta that we're in, and it will still not, like, we could bring back snap and it still would not be as powerful or as necessary as it was back in the previous meta. Like, you can find a broken snap mix-up, but it's still going to be less effective than if you just do a mix-up with a point character. And I'll go into details as to why. Giving every character a universal mix is one of the best adaptations from other tag games like Marvel. Yeah, I agree. 100% agree. Now, I could read all of the patch notes, but I'm going to be completely honest with you. I actually have no idea about a lot of these characters. I don't play every character, so I can opine on how it might help them. I can only talk about my characters, but really, I just pulled up this document because these are the 3 things that we need to really talk about. System mechanic, Z-type assist. So it increased the cooldown time. Again, they've been going back and forth with C assists. I do think that a cooldown was necessary because I don't think that C assists were necessarily getting too popular, but I think C assists enabled a little too much too cheaply, I think. And I like the philosophy that when something is, like, if I were to design my ideal fighting game, my philosophy would be exemplified through something like the C assists, which is, I think that if something is very, very, very powerful, it needs to have a significant drawback. If something is very, very, very easy, it needs to not be powerful. So, for example, I think that easy combos that everyone can do should not do an enormous amount of damage. And I do think that characters that are able to do a lot of damage, like an extreme amount of damage, should be locked behind harder combos. Not necessarily impossible combos. I don't think it's wrong to make combos a little easier to do, but I do think that you need to spend, or a player needs to spend a little bit of time on those confirms if they want the high damage. So for example, Blue Goku is my sweet spot, where I can do an easy combo if I want to and I really need the damage, or I'm sorry, I really need to just kind of like finish out or close out an opponent. I don't want to risk dropping the combo, or I can just murder them with a loop. And that one requires a little bit more execution. I can get a little bit harder. And then the more damage he does, the harder his combos are supposed to get. I think in the last 2 patches, we have completely shied away. Like, the damage has been increasing every patch that I've seen in this game from Season 2 onwards. However, I think damage right now is catastrophic, to the point where I think that now we've officially started hurting the game. And I'll go ahead and go over why. So the 3 big changes are increased cooldown time. Spark is just insane. Every character is basically level 7 adult Gohan now in Spark. And to me, that's a little ridiculous. And then anti-air attacks. Certain invincible attacks that previously cannot be stopped by anti-air attacks, except crouching heavy attacks, are now vulnerable to such anti... Okay, I don't think I understand that. I don't think I remember this. Certain invincible attacks that are... Oh, okay. So, like, if it's like Vegeta's... Got it. If it's like Vegeta's grab or whatever, it gets 2H. This doesn't talk about another universal change, which is a lot of level 1s, if not, I think every level 1 in the game, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, is now a frame 4 invul. Is now frame 4 invul. And I think that's a problem. C assists are obnoxious because they're not all made equal. I agree. That's another big problem, is that a C assist, not every C assist is created equal. I mean, you could say not every assist is created equal, and that's fine, but dude, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and look up Jack. So shout outs to Jack. I'm gonna see if I can find his page really quickly. Jack is a homie of mine. I'm gonna shout him out, guys. Go follow him on Twitter. He's genuinely amazing. You probably would hate that I'm even like bringing him up, but he's been making tech for Teen Gohan for like ever since season 2, I think. So like, he's probably one of the most knowledgeable people I have ever met, and his combo theory and understanding of combo theory is unparalleled. Like, especially when it comes to like characters like Teen Gohan, I don't think anybody anybody is as effective as he is. And I just want to point out that he actually discovered what I think is very problematic about this particular patch. So this is Team Gohan, and this is Jack just messing around. This is the result of 2S having less startup and more hits. So 4.3 bars is not bad. I'm sorry, 4.3k for 1.5 bars total net is not bad. Except there's a couple of things that you have to consider. Number one, that's a double 2L start. A double 2L start should scale the combo pretty significantly. Even the highest damage characters with a low 2L, doing 2L, 2L, 5M is going to do so much less damage than doing something like 2L, 5L, 5LL, for example, or 5L, 5L, 5LL, because you're adding an extra medium. In this case, he's removing a medium and adding a light. Or he's just straight up removing a medium in general. That's catastrophic damage from a 2L, if you're doing a double 2L confirm. Like, that is insane. That's not the worst part. The thing that concerns me the most, for example, here we go. This is Jack's 2H confirm that he just found with the new changes. So this new loop is now the core of his game plan. That is 6.1k off of a 2H in the corner. An easier version. And it only does 100 left. Jesus. You're still doing 6k with the easy version. 2H mid-screen solo TOD. So he says solo TOD. Guys, he's not in Limit Break. This is just Team Gohan. It shouldn't even be called solo. It's Team Gohan assistless. 0 bar universal TOD off of 2H by himself. No assist. Full corner combo. Look at this. And this right here is directly enabled by making every character Adult Gohan level 7. The problem that I have with this is that even Adult Gohan level 7 was a little bit overtuned. But Team Gohan actually being able to do this, he's not scaled for this properly. His no characters were prepared for this universal change. They didn't think about the catastrophic damage. And I have a couple of ideas as to why. I think the reason why they did this is because of two things. Number one, they wanted to shake up the meta. So they wanted the game to be completely different from what it was before. And number two, they wanted to lower the skill ceiling. So that way, newer players can still come in and do this thing. Newer players can still come in and play and have a good time and be able to do all of these crazy combos and whatnot. That's the way they're thinking of it. But what they don't understand is that by doing this, they just raised the penalty of being wrong, which is necessary in a fighting game. In a fighting game, part of good strategy is being able to test your opponent. It's part of being, like, you should be able to theoretically get hit a time or two. Perfects are rare, and that's for good reason. You're gonna get hit every now and again. No, lower both. It lowered everything. The skill ceiling and the skill floor are all low. These combos do not require skill, and these are optimal combos. These are more optimal than the hardest combos you're going to do. Look at this. What solo? He literally... Never mind. He doesn't even do it with the DHCs. He's literally by himself. Oh my god. I didn't even see that. Bro, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? Jesus! Literally by himself, no limit break from 0 bar 2H confirm. 0 bar builds 5.5 bars and is still almost half a bar meter positive. Nah. 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 I'm sorry. I saw a tier list. Like, okay, I need to know. Okay. I need to know. I'm not trying to call anyone out. All right. Go subscribe to What Daniel Do. Great content creator. Runs good tournaments. Blah, 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 blah. But what the fuck is this placement? What the fuck is this placement? Like, I have questions. Like, this is questionable. Bluku and Yamcha in bottom 6 is insane to me. But what is Team Gohan doing here? I might actually hit the Team Gohan arc at this point. You might have to, bro. 2M corner to corner solo TOD. Actually, almost a bar meter positive, by the way. Almost a full bar meter positive. Maybe everyone else is just mega overtuned. No, they're not. No, they're not. Team Gohan is easily the scariest character right now. Bar none. Bar none. Bar none. Being able to TOD you off of a solo 2M confirm is insane. But this is the part that's actually insane to me. This is what made me want to do this stream. Limit break 2LL corner solo limit break TOD 0.5 bar starts. This is off of a light. If you get caught by a 2L stagger, you die. Team Gohan 236M round start. Imagine starting the game and this happens to you. And by the way, Adult Gohan level 1 and 21 level 3 are the lowest DHCs in the game. Honestly insane. Honestly insane. By the way, if you think you're safe by killing a character, level 2 Spark TOD. That was solo, by the way. Again. By himself. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 2H out of corner solo TOD. You IAD? Imagine doing IAD and then this happens to you. Meme starter. Oh, same starter. Jesus. An easier version of the same... An easier TOD. What the fuck? Jack, stop! Jack, stop! I think we need to put Jack in prison. Press 1 in the chat if you think Jack needs to be stopped right now. Oh my god. On a side note, this is some lab... Oh, he is the lab monster. Probably the most popular lab monster that I know. Especially when it comes to Teen Gohan. Talios is another one. Beerus, my character, is another one that's like super, 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 super overtuned. God, I hope I don't see anything that gets me like in trouble. For example... What is this combo? I feel like they just increased the hit stun on everything. Like, this is the problem with boosting damage. No, you haven't seen anything, Junie. That is a meme. Okay. He didn't even need the bar. This is a 0-bar start. He didn't even need the bar. Damage is way too high. 2-bar positive, 2L TOD, by the way. Two-bar positive, 2L TOD on a character that has 50/50s. Imagine dying off the 50/50 confirmed, by the way. Oh, yeah, my favorite. Look at this. Did you have to stand, Junie? Oh, why is it superless? Why? Why is it superless? Also follow Talios, by the way. Follow all of these creators. They're cool. They're cool. They're cool. Chairs on the floor. Potential corner optimal off. Okay, I need you to understand this, because I will be learning this, so if you fight me. 2L, 5L, 5LL. So this is a 2L. This is a 50-50 confirm. And 1 bar start. This would do like 4.2, 4.3k probably, and be 2.5 bars built. Oh yeah, I did see what they did with his meter. Honestly, that's not even the worst thing. Like it's fine. He deserves it. He needs to exist somehow. Here we go. Not limit break. Three bars built, 4.8k. Off of a 50-50 confirm. 4.8k with more meter build than Team Gohan pre-patch. Beerus is legit a battery now. Into his 2k super. Imagine guessing wrong on a 50-50 when he has 0 bars and you losing, I am not kidding, 60% of your health bar. Almost 70% of your health bar. And this combo is easy. Wow. Yeah. This is bad. But why is it bad though? How is this actually going to affect the meta? So this is the core and the meat and potatoes of what I want to talk about. So the reason why it's bad to do this much damage or to have characters that do this much damage, even if they're like a character that nobody really plays, that means that the consequences for everything that happens is extremely steep. Like, it's okay for characters to have big damage on a medium, for example, like a 5M or like a 2M confirm or like a 2H confirm. It's okay to have big damage in that case. But when you have big damage off of common starters in common situations that you're going to encounter a lot, that means that the penalty and the price for being wrong is astronomically steep. What they don't understand is that this is going to encourage passive play. If you know that Team Gohan can TOD you off of a 2L, you are never going to let him get close to you strategically. It's stupid to let him get close to you. So you're going to now be full screen and constantly spamming and stuff like that. And then what you're going to see is increased recklessness. You're going to see a lot of people just basically fishing for dumb Tods or fishing for like any starter that they can get to get damage, because it's legitimately scary to allow them to continue to exist. You have to kill them quickly. So you're going to see much faster games. You're going to see much more reckless play, or you're going to see overly conservative play where both like in pools and in pools and tournaments and in like ranked, you're going to see the most crack-headed buffoonery. You are going to see the most delicious dabbling and fuckery you have ever seen in your entire life. But then in grand finals or in top eights and stuff like that, you're going to see a lot more conservative play. You're going to see a lot of play that's a lot slower, more methodical, more overly cautious. That's going to be the thing that's really going to stop them from engaging. And it's going to slow down the pace of the game. You're going to see a lot of people like lose interest in playing the game. The game doesn't really start until Spark is spent, because as you can see, what they can do with Spark now is insane. If they touch you and spark, they can like some characters can just kill you off of any starter. And that's a problem. That's a problem because that's what happens when damage gets too high. When you have damage, you need to be able to balance it properly. You need to be able to balance it properly where you can still feel incentivized to get aggressive. And there's still enough of a punishment where you need to check your aggression, but not enough of a punishment that you are afraid to move forward. You want there to be a sweet spot. And I think DBFZ was really coming up on the line in the last, patch. But this patch, we fucking pole vaulted right over it. And I do think that this will have some very bad competitive implications for the game. I would be curious to see UFA, which I believe is this weekend or next weekend, where we will get to see top level play with this patch potentially. I'm not sure if it's going to be in there. I would have to see. Let me check Damascus. Yeah. Okay, so this is the streaming schedule. Yep, DBFZ is at UFA. UFA is going to be this weekend. So, yeah, go watch UFA. We're going to see exactly what the tournament looks like. We're going to go ahead and see what exactly happens and how the patch is going to look at the top competitive level. But holy shit, this game is cooked. And I'm a little bit of a doomer about it. You know, you guys know me. I'm pretty positive on most things. I think the only thing that this channel has ever been like, no, this is bad, was lap coat. But I'm once again doing it again. No, this patch is really bad. This patch is very unhealthy for the game in the competitive sense. But I can wrap up my thoughts like this. I also haven't had as much fun in the game as I've had in the last week. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not gonna hold you. Playing this game casually with friends has been the funniest fucking experience I have ever had. Hey, Lee, you're here. Want games? Hey, Lee, want games? Damn, what did Lee... Damn, Lee, what did he... I played Vidal against him. New Vidal, and she's a little crazy. But nah. That's the way it is. I'm gonna be curious to see what you guys would think. Fuzzy, if you're there, can you give K5 a link to the server, please? Can one of my mods do that, please? Vidal sleep? Nah, bro. Hey, Lee. Yes. You know, if you just scroll up, you'll see him. Jesus. But yeah. So this patch is really fun. I think I'm going to stream this patch a little bit more often. I think the next time I stream, I'm planning on streaming a little bit more regularly. So I have a masterclass coming up. We're going to talk about sparring, but I need some time to tweak it because honestly, that was supposed to be the masterclass for this week. But the patch really threw a wrench in it because I'm not exactly sure how to establish some rules. So I got to think on it, but I'm going to play it a lot more. You guys will see a lot more patch content. I will be streaming like my labbing process, and most importantly, you guys will probably see me do some matches with some of my students and some casual stuff just to see and test out the patch and see what happens. If you guys would be interested in that, let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate everyone who came here. I know it was a short stream, but I'll be back next week, most likely. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening. And good night, y'all. Take care.